Hello, my name is Dr. Dawn Heiman and I'm an audiologist. I have, over the years, developed a system to enable our practice to go more smoothly. You need systems. And I know that I was struggling in my practice for years, trying to put out fires every day and trying to do everything. And then I read E-Myth for physicians and E-Myth for dentists. And those 3 books by Michael Gerber basically helped me see the light. We can't do everything. And as audiologists, unfortunately, our education does not provide the business management aspect of running a business. Marketing wasn't something that we knew. You need to have a plan for marketing. How about patient flow? You need to have a plan for patient flow. Training of employees, you need to have a plan. You shouldn't have to do everything. If everything is strategized and it can then be duplicated and you can relax, you don't have to work as hard. So let's look at how do we create a system for an audiology practice. And it doesn't have to be a private audiology practice. This could be an audiology department within a health system or an audiology department within an ENT practice. It doesn't, in general, you just need to have a system to make sure things that just run more smoothly with the goal of providing exceptional patient care. So as Michael Gerber does, let's take McDonald's for example. McDonald's went to a restaurant that was in California because they heard they made great milkshakes. And they had a system for creating and duplicating this milkshake. You don't want someone to come to your practice and they've heard about your practice and then they have a different experience than those who told them about it. Maybe the system was different. They were told they were going to be able to borrow hearing aids. The audiologist who met with them did not even offer that. They tried to sell them right away, and it just wasn't what they expected. So you want to be able to find out what the great qualities are in your office and duplicate that. And the best part about all of this is that you get to then delegate a task to other people. You won't have to be everything all the time to everybody, and your office will not fall apart if you're not there for one day or a few days. Because like in the book E-Myth, they talk about the point of creating systems is so that you can duplicate and possibly expand. So let's say you now have a new office, you can't be at both offices, so you hire staff and you want them to run that office and to see patients in the exact same manner as what's been working at your other locations. You also want to feel comfortable with the fact that maybe you have a sick child and you have to stay at home. You want to know that your office is still running smoothly without you. And the best reason to create systems so that your office runs smoothly without you is maybe you want to take a trip with your girlfriends to climb a mountain. Or if you have an opportunity to go away on a nice vacation in the Caribbean in the middle of winter, you want to know that everything's going to be okay. You don't have to micromanage your staff because they already know what the process is and how to act and react with the patients, even if you're not there. So we all know that you're already following best practices and protocols for audiology. Sometimes you need to tweak it or put things in a certain order to make it more efficient. Like let's say you're doing a VNG. If you change around the test order, you could actually get done faster and print out your reports more quickly. Same with when it comes to seeing patients in a timely manner. If you're in ENT practice, you might say, oh, tell the staff, well, let me know if an audio is coming in or you think it's a child with otitis media. I'll see them first before they see the ENT so that we get this process going faster. There are ways to make things a little more solid, and then you can share that with everyone in your office so that it just goes more smoothly. So on that line, you want to definitely make sure your front desk knows what you do behind the scenes. Let them sit in on an appointment or describe to them what happens when you take someone back. you're doing a history, you're going over certain questionnaires, you're testing their hearing, you're reviewing the results with them. And then at that point, do they then come out and they schedule an appointment with you for a different day, or are you going into what's next and maybe fitting them with hearing aids? Describe everything to your front desk so that also not only when they're checking out, but let's say they answer the phone and someone says, "What's your system? How does this work?" They know exactly what happens behind closed doors, so they can relay that to the new patient, and they can relay fears and say, "Look, I'm not an audiologist, but I have an idea of this is usually what they do, and this is how it's going to work." Or if you're in a busy ENT practice and someone just had their hearing tested, the ENT asks the audiologist, "Hey, can you talk to them for 2 minutes about hearing aids?" You and the staff with the nurses and the front desk know, well, you're going to chat with them for 2 minutes, but that's not enough time. So you're then going to give them some information, have them schedule an appointment for a different day where you can actually answer their questions and talk properly about the next step with amplification. You should definitely write down a system for checking out the patient, whether it is you're using your own OMS system to create their invoice and then the patient goes up front and then they pay at that time, or are you filling out a paper super bill and handing it to the patient and then your front desk completes that. Also, you should have a great system when it comes to, you've discussed hearing aids, who's discussing with them payment or payment plans and things. Are you passing that over to someone else? You have to choose and decide, because it will just make everything so much easier for you. And lastly, just make sure that you have a system written down that could be handed over to an audiologist if for some reason you needed to take medical leave of absence and you needed to hire someone to come in, that person will know how you are already currently treating your patients so that they continue the same way. Let's say you're out sick for a day and another audiologist comes in and checks and says, "Oh, you were seen at just 2 weeks ago for your 2-week follow-up. Now this is a 4-week follow-up. Got it. I know what was done and now I know what the next step is," so that the patient doesn't have to repeat everything and everyone is on the same page in their process of rehabilitating their ears and their brain. In our office, the day of the hearing test, we've already scheduled them with enough time to discuss hearing aids if they are warranted. So we actually give them a 5-page, it depends on the sheet, but maybe 4-page plan of what's going to happen over the next 3 months. And we want to give them the ability to see where we're going with all of this. And at week 4, it's not if you get hearing aids, it's when you get hearing aids. And we're giving them a folder with their audiogram that day. We're giving them our bios as well as fee schedules, and we're empowering them with information so they can see not only are we professional, but we are following this plan. And it doesn't matter who in the office they see, they know what the plan is. And the patients enjoy that, because if a system is in place and it's going well, they know that you are professional and you are the place to work with. You don't want them to come in and say, "Wait a minute, what happened? You told me that you were going to do this and then you never did it," etc., etc. You want to make sure you instill trust. And it also helps you to follow great protocols. So if someone else were to come in and it's, again, let's say the 4-week visit, and someone says, "That other audiologist never showed me how to take off my hearing aids and put them back on." Well, on the checklist, if it shows that it was checked off that they were oriented to their hearing aids, you're pretty certain that was discussed. But, things happen. Sometimes patients don't remember and we need to reinforce for them. But if it's written down, it really helps and it gives them peace of mind. They might not ever read what's in their folder, but at least they have an opportunity if they wanted. So ask me questions below. Tell me what you need to work on. But we're going to be having trainings, online trainings, and even trainings in different parts of the country where in small groups we can work on this. We can spend a couple of days where we work on specifically what you need, but you need a plan. What works for me might not work for you. Basically, it's all about you. We really want you to succeed, and there's no reason for some audiologists to be inventing the wheel and then others have to do it on their own and work just as hard and for as long. So we're going to try to simplify your life, improve your systems so that you can be successful too. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.